Okay, so number one, the lighting in our kitchen here in Dallas is absolutely horrible. I've been like going around flipping on lights and I'm wearing my glasses. My allergies are just so horrible lately. Anyhow, the reflection from the lights on my glasses is pretty horrible, and so I've got it on my head. Anyhow, so my hair, if you have not been watching the news, because I know it has made the national news, we are under this like horrible thunderstorm. I don't know what you want to call it. They even said the past 24 hours, we have gotten more rain in 24 hours than we normally do in 6 months in Dallas. I think the last count I saw, and that was before Cricket got up, was like around, I don't know, 8 o'clock this morning, was 15 inches, and it is still raining. So anyhow, I just got back from Sam's, and I have been wanting to do this post, a post kind of like it, for quite some time. You know, I am constantly talking about grocery costs and things like that. And the reason I'm always doing that is, one, we do make, actually, I don't know why I say we, I do make everything pretty much from scratch. I mean, like, I don't make our mayonnaise. I don't, you know, things like that. I have found good enough replacements. Those kinds of things, like, I just buy that don't have a lot of junk in them. But, you know, I do make everything from scratch. And so a lot of times I find it's actually more expensive to eat at home, to cook your food, because you have to buy the seasonings, you know, the spices, the meat, and all of those things. And so I really have, especially since Cricket like is a huge fruit eater, she actually eats it like before it spoils. You know, that was always my big thing, is I hate food spoiling. I hate throwing food out. I also really kind of like eating fresher foods. But when I found this at Sam's, I was kind of sold on their meat. And this is kind of funny. My brother-in-law has always said Sam's steaks were like the best. He like swears by them. I used to buy a ton of chicken breast, and I would cook it in the crock pot and shred it, and David would have, I mean, just all kind, you know, he had just I would separate it like baggies of chicken. But you know, chicken breast now, like a small package, is almost $20, and I don't even know if that's an organic one, like if that's a grass-fed or anything. Now, I've mentioned this. One, I never thought I'd be the mom that was like, oh, we're only eating organic, or we're only doing this, or we're only doing that. I had a really long conversation with our pediatrician about young girls going through puberty now, and he is seeing them go through puberty as young as 6 years old, and he swears up and down it's because of the additives and hormones and all of that good stuff that they put in our food. And that's something that I have said for years on, you know, celiac disease, because my stepdad was like, you don't have it, you don't have it, you don't have it. You know, it's so rare. It's like, well, it is rare, but is it rare because people aren't tested for it? Or is it rare because they, you know, it's kind of a newer thing? But I have, over the years, I've always said, you know, like my grandmother, she used to bake everything. She didn't work. She was I shouldn't say that. She was a homemaker. She was a stay-at-home mom. She did teach art classes on the side, and she did a lot of volunteer work. But she was a really, really, really big cook, real big baker. And my mom even said, like, she was a really good cook. But she made everything from scratch. And so, you know, that's the whole thing, is all of these prepared foods, if you look at any of the boxes, there's a wheat. Well, like I said, I make everything from scratch. I was just making biscuits for Cricket's lunch. She's having chicken salad sandwiches. Or I should say chicken salad sliders. You can see I've got my bowls behind me. But back to what I was saying on the whole wheat thing. If you look at packages, and I didn't know this or even notice it until I was personally going through it. And even when I would send David to the grocery store, he was like, there's wheat in everything. Like, why is there wheat in soup? And so, you know, we make pretty much everything from scratch, but that's what I was going, you know, so our grandparents, I don't think that they had these things because they were making, the wives were staying home. They were cooking. They were making everything from scratch. I mean, prepared box meals and things like that really didn't start coming around until the late 50s. But I watched a documentary, and so I have said this over the years, is that when you start looking at, you know, all of these prepackaged foods and meals and, you know, mixes and everything, all of the preservatives, all of these fillers that they have put in, our body is not made to digest that stuff. It's just not made that way. You know, we were not made for that. Of all of these chemical enhanced, you know, thingamajigs that they've added to our food to make the shelf life longer, which I get. You know, companies, they're out there to make a buck. I get it. I totally support businesses. However, I just think, so I have been saying this for forever, and David got me to watch something on, I don't know if it was the History Channel or Smithsonian or something, but it was talking about food. Oh, another good show. I think it's on A&E. The Food That Made America. It's a great show. And I don't think it was that show that I saw this on, but it was talking about wheat and flour. And it was in World War II that they started adding in, basically cutting the flour to make it last longer during World War II. And basically, like, that's just, they've continued to do it. And so it's exactly what I've been saying. They're putting in these additives. It's not like you're getting a real product anymore, you know. So anyhow, I just thought that was really interesting. It is. It's these additives that our body is just not meant, like gluten. It's just not meant to digest. And the other thing that I have found very, very interesting is before we, you know, were gluten-free and all of that jazz, like when I would do the dishes after we would eat, they were sometimes so hard to scrub. And then, you know, fast forward to now, I don't even like have to use a scrubber. I just have to use just the water, and it cleans the bowls. Because I do wash all of the pots and pans and dishes before I put them in the dishwasher. I am that person. But just think about it. That's what's going in your bodies. Like, that's what's going into your intestines, your organs, and all of that stuff. So I just found that kind of interesting. But anyhow, I have really digressed. If you cannot tell, I way have ADHD. I have taken my medicine today. So imagine, I have actually, when David and I were dating, and I had not taken my medicine, and I was just like, and he goes, oh my gosh, how much of your medicine did you take? And I was like, I haven't taken any. And he was like, oh my God, this is just you? And I was like, yeah, like, that's why I'm on ADHD medicine, because I'm kind of all over the place. Anyhow, back to Sam's. So our pediatrician was like, you know, if you can do organic, you know, no hormones, no antibiotics, all of that stuff, like for as long as you can with Cricket, because, you know, you don't want your kids going through puberty at 6 years old, especially women. You want, or, you know, girls, you want them later in life because it delays a bunch of other possible health problems and things like that. So anyhow, I get, and I talked about this in one of my posts lately, I get the chicken thighs that do still have the bones, but I want you to see. So still, it's no hormones, all natural, vegetarian fed. So just shy of being organic, like this is a great deal. And this whole package was $7.85. It was $1.38 a pound, and it is almost, it's 5.69 pounds. So now the ones at Sam's that are the boneless do run more. They're typically around 20, a little bit over depending on the weight. So I just go with the bone in. I think that it tastes, we can cut around it, it's fine. And I mean, this has gone up. It was a few weeks ago, or I don't know, a month ago, it was $5. But so yeah, so anyhow, this is like one of those shopping items from Sam's that I wanted to show you that is definitely like on my weekly rotation, as well as I do get our strawberries and blueberries, are typically our fruit, and then like our lettuce, paper towels, but get the Sam's, get the Members Mark brand. There's like a Palm brand, don't get that one. Same thing with like the toilet paper, get the Members Mark brand. I've even like done a little field study because David was like, I don't like this. I was like, we got confused. David bought some other toilet paper and he thought that was the Sam's one. And I was like, no, they're, totally different. So we did do a field test. Feels just like Charmin. I'm sure Charmin's gonna get mad that I just said that. But yeah, I'm gonna do a post that is like, this is my kind of standing Sam's order, especially if you're cooking all your stuff, you're cooking at home, you've got a family, stuff adds up. And, I don't know how you guys work, I have my house budget, groceries go into that, all of that kind of stuff. I like to take whatever I have left over and, do something fun. So yeah, I don't want all of my monthly budget going to our food, but I want to eat, I want to eat healthy, but definitely sometimes it's actually, cheaper to eat out, which is kind of hard to believe. And that's like without alcohol. But anyhow, so there you go. I'm just, this is the chicken that I've been talking about, and I had just been, and so I wanted to show you, real quick. So anyhow, I hope you're having a great day. Hopefully it stops raining, so my hair won't be so frizzy, but it is what it is. At least we're getting the rain, and hopefully we won't have we've had so many fires lately, so hopefully this will lift the burn bans and we can start having some good campfires and s'mores and all that fun stuff. So anyhow, talk to you soon. Okay, I'm back. So I've just put all of the chicken in Ziploc baggies and freezer bags, and I have put one piece in each baggie, then I'm gonna throw them in the freezer. But I got, 3, 6, 9, 10. So there were 10 pieces in that big package. So that lasts us 1 week. I do 3 pieces of chicken. We eat chicken on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights, but I do different seasoning each night. I do not eat the chicken. I eat salmon. I do the one that I showed you guys last week. I guess it was the week before, that it was such a great, just one easy sheet pan. And the only reason I'm doing that is I'm still trying to get my postpartum hair to regrow and whatnot, and without totally just cutting my hair to get it. Anyhow, it's a whole other lady problem. But yeah, so I have been eating salmon on those nights, and they have chicken. But I just wanted to show you. So that package for our family, I make David 2 pieces and Cricket gets 1 piece. So yeah, I just wanted to pop back on and show you that. This is my other Sam's find today. Their ribs were on sale. I guess it was $2.98 a pound. And I got this one, 5.88 pounds, for $17.52, which I thought was a great deal. I'm gonna make ribs this weekend, but I only needed 3, so I'll have leftovers.